Training the biceps, one of the most discussed topics when it comes to muscle growth training. Who doesn't want bigger biceps that pop out and showcase the hard work you're putting into the gym? But there are a lot of training methods you can use for training the biceps. Some people even have complete biceps training days in their routine. Is this actually effective? In today's video, I will give you 4 tips on how you can elevate your biceps training. These are the same tips that I have used to take my biceps training to the next level in the past 18 months. But as always, before we look into how to train a certain muscle, we need to look at the underlying anatomy first. Understanding how your body and specifically the biceps are organized will help you better understand on how we can effectively target the biceps. The biceps brachii is a 2-headed muscle. You have the short and long head of the biceps. The short head is closer to your body, whereas the long head is on the outside of your arm. Both heads of the bicep are responsible for elbow flexion and wrist supination. Underlying the 2 heads of the biceps are the brachialis and brachioradialis. These muscles also aid in elbow flexion. The brachialis and brachioradialis officially are not part of your biceps, but these muscles greatly impact the way your upper arm region looks, so we will still consider them in this video. Let's dive straight into the 4 science-based tips by discussing tip number 1, and that is making sure you perform heavy pulling exercises in your routine. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned how doing heavy push exercises helps you develop your triceps. The same goes for your biceps. We can do a ton of bicep curl variations, but the foundation of your biceps development will be training heavy pulling motions. With exercises like pull-ups and rows, you will be able to place heavy weights on the biceps in a way you cannot do during traditional bicep curls. This also helps explain why research shows that by just doing heavy lat pull-downs, you're able to realize significant biceps growth without doing any additional bicep curls. If I look at my biceps development over the past 18 months, there has been one exercise that has really driven the progress forward. This exercise is doing weighted chin-ups. If I had to choose only one exercise for growing the biceps, this would be it. Because of the supinated position, there is a greater bias on the biceps with chin-ups compared to traditional pull-ups. By progressively overloading the chin-ups, your biceps will strengthen and grow. If you cannot do chin-ups yet, you can train the same movement pattern with underhand lat pull-downs. Doing underhand grip rows is another way you can increase the bias of your pull exercises to the biceps. If you have at least one heavy pulling exercise with an underhand grip in your routine and you perform some bicep isolation work on top of this, your biceps will be stimulated well. Now, the second tip I use to elevate my biceps training is to make sure that I train my biceps at different muscle lengths whenever I do biceps isolation work. Oftentimes, we focus on just training simple standing bicep curls if we want to isolate the biceps. But your elbow positioning during bicep curls very much influences how the bicep is trained. The long head of the biceps brachii crosses the shoulder joint. Because of this, moving your elbows forward will place the biceps in a more shortened position and train the short or inner head of the biceps more. Moving the elbows behind your body will put the biceps in a more lengthened position and train the long or outer head of the biceps more. Preferably, we incorporate exercises in a routine that train the biceps at both a long and short position. I like to combine performing cable Bayesian curls and easy bar preacher curls at the moment to train the biceps at different muscle lengths, resulting in more balanced biceps development. Another possible combination could be performing incline dumbbell bicep curls and dumbbell spider curls to get a similar training effect. So if we take weighted chin-ups and then also perform some bicep exercises at different angles, we will already be quite far in our biceps development training. But to completely develop the biceps region, we should also consider the muscles surrounding your biceps, the brachialis and brachioradialis. The brachialis and brachioradialis also get trained whenever you perform elbow flexion. But because the brachialis and brachioradialis do not assist in wrist supination, we can place more emphasis on the brachialis and brachioradialis whenever we perform bicep curl variations with a neutral grip or overhand grip. This is why I also like to incorporate reverse grip bicep curls in my routine. Because of the overhand grip, your brachialis and brachioradialis get more stimulation and you can improve the appearance of your upper arm from the side. You can also consider training the reverse grip curls with a cable instead of a barbell. These pretty much train a similar movement pattern. Next to reverse grip curls, we can also consider doing dumbbell hammer curls. The hammer curl is a bit more focused on the brachialis, which is located on the upper arm, while the reverse grip curl challenges the brachioradialis more, which is located more around the upper forearm region. Make your decision on whether you want to do hammer curls or reverse grip curls based on what part of your upper arm you want to develop more. Now, the 4th bicep training tip is about how we can organize all of the tips that we discussed today into an actionable plan. Because all the movements I just laid out look great on the videos, but how can you actually apply this information? So if we want to perform heavy pulling exercises and bicep isolation movements from different angles, and also performing a movement with an overhand grip or a neutral grip, then we need to train the biceps more than once per week. If you try to fit all of these exercises into one training day, you won't be able to perform at your best during the different bicep exercises, and this will affect how much progress you can make. So instead of gathering all these bicep exercises into one training day, aim to perform your bicep movements by dividing them over 2 upper body days or several full body sessions. I personally currently train my upper body 2 times per week and divide my biceps training volume as follows. As you see, we have some heavy pull exercises that will challenge the biceps, a movement with the elbows in front of the body, the elbows behind the body, and a reverse grip curl for more brachialis and brachioradialis stimulation. You can take my training template and tweak it to your training needs and preferences. And that was all for today's video. I hope this gives you a better idea on how you can go about training your biceps. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, if you found this video helpful, then leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I will see you in that next video.